Hello friends, thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm Nikki and this is Nikki Joe Budgets. And today is our Figure It Out Friday and it's not Friday. So I'm a day behind, but that's okay. We're still staying consistent. So today we are going to budget my paycheck for June 26th. And coming up in the next couple weeks, I'm going to kind of change up how I'm doing my budget. The main thing that's going to change is my weekly budget sheet. So let me just talk about that first before we get started. So this weekly budget sheet that we use starts from Monday and goes Monday through Sunday. However, I get paid on Fridays. So my budget week is not a Monday through Sunday. It's more a Friday through Monday. And because of that, for example, on this particular week, when I did my budget on Fridays, like I usually do, it would not include this Saturday and Sunday. It would include the Saturday and Sunday from the week before. So moving forward, this is going to change to be a Friday to work with my budget and the way I do things. A lot of times I do my grocery shopping on Saturday. So had I gone and done grocery shopping on this Saturday, it would not come out of this week's budget. It would be coming out of the next week's budget. So we're just going to change up the days a little bit and make it make more sense. Because the total for this week was probably not $68.58. It would have been this day, and the Saturday and Sunday from the week before. So I just wanted to touch base with you guys and let you know that's going to be a change starting this pay period and moving forward. So, that being said, let's get started on our paid budget, or our paycheck budget. So, this week, let's get to our paycheck day. Actually, I'm just going to take it right on out of here. Get this out of the way. So, hold on. This was our paycheck budget for the week. Hopefully you can see that. Maybe I'll move in a little bit closer for you for a second. See if that's better. So our paycheck budget, we wanted to budget out of $1,200, and this week we were able to actually use $1,258. Over here on our budget side, our total was $703, and when I actually went in and paid everything, it came to $713.83 because I did forget about one of the things. I did forget about my subscribe and save, putting it on here. So our total was $713.83. In our debt, we budgeted for $250, and our actual amount was $209.35. Variable expenses, we budgeted for $200 for the wallet, which stayed the same. We budgeted for our game days for Monday and Tuesday for our savings challenges at $42, and that stayed the same. And then our sinking funds for our Saturday, Christmas, and birthday, we budgeted $61, and we actually bumped it up to $63. Dogs budgeted for $30, and that stayed at $30. So I know we only bumped up a little bit here, but I forgot to add in the dogs originally, so this number is incorrect. What we actually spent was $345. So when we add up our income minus our variable expenses, our debt, and our billed and fixed expenses, we are ahead by $10.29. So this week the budget worked. There's a lot of whiteout going on here because there were a lot of things that changed, and yeah, so that's how our paycheck budgeted this week. So for the next 2 weeks, this is the money that we have to work with. So we are going to cash stuff $345 today. So let's get to that page. So we'll get the binder back out here. Pop this back in. Am I in the right spot? I am. Okay. So that's how the paycheck is budgeted. And as you know, I do leave a little buffer in the bank for any extra expenses that might come our way. So this week, that's not it. For 6/26, where's my cash sheet for 6/26. Hang on, guys. I think maybe I put it in the wrong section. Before we move forward, let's back up to our monthly view. And I made sure that everything was covered. So all of my check marks are in and everything was paid. All right. So now I just need my cash envelope budget for this week, and I don't know where it is. Oh, it is on the back. Jeez. And then let's get our cash. I'm sorry, guys. I looked right past it. So here's our cash envelope budget, and then here is our cash plan. So let's make sure, first of all, that we have everything that we need. So I wrote down our cash plan here. I think I said we were budgeting $345. We're not. It's $355. My math was completely wrong on that other page. So I told you there's a lot of whiteout and mistakes made. So we want to budget for our wallet, our savings challenge, sinking funds, and the dogs. Let's count and make sure we have the cash needed first. And I did not write them in here. So for our ones, we need 40. Our fives, we needed 19. Tens, we need 4. 20s, we need 3. 50s, we need 2. And the hundreds, we need none. All right, so let's make sure that our cash tray matches what we need to cash stuff. So 41s, let's see that we have that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. So our ones are correct. So we'll put our check mark there. Fives, we need 19. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and 19. So our fives are correct. Tens, we need 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. That is correct. 20s, we need 3. 1, 2, 3. 50s, we need 2, which we have. So our cash needed is correct. So we are good there. Now, let's get into our wallet. So let's look in our envelopes. Now in our wallet, we do still have $40 left over for gas because I did not need to get gas this week, but I definitely will need to get it. Or in the last 2 weeks, I was able to not need gas. I didn't have to go very far. I didn't have to travel for work, which I will need to travel coming up. So that gas money, I will definitely be using gas money. And then the rest of the envelopes were empty. They were used on groceries, takeout, and I think my personal and buffer actually went to groceries too because I had to get extra groceries this week. So that being said, let's go ahead and let's see. I don't want to leave that. I do want to leave that gas money in there, but I think I'm going to add this extra gas money to groceries for next week just in case it's needed. So I just want to shift it there, and then let's fill the wallet. So in our wallet, we do $200. And we have that in our budget here. And right here tells us what we're putting in the wallet this week. So gaskets 40. Groceries gets 100. 250s. Takeout gets 30. Oh, you know what? Looking at the wrong sheet here. Let's back up. Because groceries, yeah, that was right. Okay. Takeout is going to get a 20 and a 10. Personal is going to get 110 and 2 5s. You know what, you guys? I don't have an extra 40 in gas. I forgot to pull that out because I didn't use it for gas. And I made some Amazon purchases. So I need to pull that back out of groceries because I don't have an extra $40 there. Sorry for the confusion. This week's been a little different, a little crazy for me. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get back on track here. So we did takeout, personal, and then our buffer gets 2 5s. And then our wallet is stuffed and ready for the next 2 weeks. All right. Next, we want to get out our tracker, because the rest of this money we need to track for our high yield savings accounts. All right. So the first thing we're going to track is the dogs. So $30 is going into the dogs envelope. So today is actually the 27th, but we're going to do 26 on here because I want to keep in line with paydays. So the dogs now have $79.02 in their account, and let me get their binder. All right, got my dog's binder, and we need to put $30 into their binder. So right now, in their food, we have 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. I am going to have to do some condensing offline for them. And then we're adding 30. So their dog food, let's get their $30 first. 2 10s and 2 5s. Their dog food usually costs around $60. So I want to make sure that there's 60 in food. 10, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Nope, let's do these 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. I want that to be in for their food, so I know their food is fully covered for the next time it comes out. And then we'll do the rest of this, 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We're going to move into the next envelope for their tags. And then when I buy their food again, we'll just, as long as this always has 60 in it, then anything over 60 can go into the next envelope. So dogs are done. And then now, let's put the dogs back in here, in our tracker. And then we have the rest of our money here. So the next thing we want to track is what's going to be saved for our Mondays and Tuesdays in our sinking funds. And that money is what is going to go into the high yield savings account. So let's get to this one. And in here this week, we are putting, let's see, what are we putting? Let's add it up. So in our savings challenges, we have $30 for our Mondays, $12 for our Tuesdays, $18 for our Saturdays, for a total of $60. So we will track $60 in the high yield savings that we put in there this week. So we now have $360 in that account. And that money gets transferred out as we play our games. So, but right now, that's what we have in our Capital One High Yield Savings until we move it to buckets. And then we need to track Christmas. See, it's hard for me to write in here when I leave them in, but we're going to try. Christmas this week is getting 25, which puts us at $357 at Christmas. And then birthdays is the next one we are tracking. And birthdays this week is getting 20, which puts us at 124. So our trackers are updated. We can close those down. And now let's get out our Savings Challenge wallet and put that money in here. So for our Monday minis, we have our 2 paper clips. Mondays get $30 or $15 a week. So we have 1.5 for each week. And we have 10 ones for each week. No, we have 20 ones for each week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's not right. No, they get 10 each. I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So 15 for each week when we play our Monday minis. We'll set this money aside. Next, we have our Tuesday Tinies. The Tuesday Tinies each get $6 a week. So we have 5 and 5, 1 and 1. So we have $6 for each upcoming week of Tuesday Tiny Games, and that money we are saving for our debt payoff. Next we have our Christmas money that we're going to put in here, and Christmas this week is getting $25, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So we'll stick that in there, and then somewhere I messed up, guys. Of course I did. I feel like I do all the time. Because birthdays gets 20, which would be this. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh, I know what that's for. That's for our Saturdays. I didn't count out the Saturdays yet. So 5, 10, 15, 20 for birthdays. So hold on one second. I did not mess up. I just didn't have my binders. Okay. So birthdays gets 5, and I believe we are into, gets 20, and we are into our September birthdays. And let's see where we're at here, because this one needs to get 100 before it's fully funded. So we have 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 66, 67, 68, and 69. So that's where we're at for that one. So once it hits 100, we'll move to the next one. And then the last thing we need to stuff is our stuff and save for Saturdays. And that's this one, which I should have done first, and I wouldn't have been all confused. And stuff and save this week, we were able to add a little bit more. Each week is getting $9 this week. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So we will go ahead and paperclip that together and this together. And then hopefully after this video, I'll be able to do the Saturday Stuff and Save video, and we will be back on track for the week. All right. I know that was confusing because I was all out of sorts, but we just cashed stuff $335. We budgeted the paycheck, and we are all set for the next 2 weeks, but we will come back hopefully and try to revisit the budget next Friday, because I want to try to change up how I'm tracking it to see if that helps me stay on track, because I've been a mess. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got, guys. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Send your friends over. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm dropping new videos. And as always, have a great and God-filled day. See ya.